Welcome to the Health and Wellness Marketplace. Here's your host, Laura Lewis.
Hello and welcome to the Health and Wellness Marketplace. I'm your host, Laura Lewis. Stopping in the marketplace today is Richard Lentz, founder and president of Seagate. Seagate is one of the top supplement manufacturers in the world, and they have a wide variety of natural alternatives. Today we're going to be talking about oxidative stress, which is when the body produces too many free radicals. In turn, these free radicals can cause damage or put stress on our tissues. Oxidative stress can cause plaque buildup in the arteries, cause degenerative, if I can say that, degenerative disorders, and can also speed up the aging process. Richard, from the research that you've studied, what supplement or supplements can help protect the body from this oxidative damage?
Well, there's a lot of antioxidative molecules from natural vegetables. Almost every plant product will be an antioxidant, whether it's carrots or garlic or broccoli or tomatoes or fruits. They're all have antioxidant.
That's a hard word to say. Antioxidative. Okay.
Antioxidative characteristics.
Right.
And even vitamin E. But the strongest antioxidant that we make and that I've ever found was a grape seed extract. We've measured it in the lab, and it's 40 times the antioxidative characteristic of vitamin E.
Okay. Well, now we've got a couple studies to look at here. Let's take look at the first one here.
This was from the International Journal of Developmental Neuroscience. Research demonstrates that grapeseed extract decreases the incidence of free radical oxidation, thereby protecting the central nervous system.
Okay.
Now, as an explanation, we're animals, and what we do is break down the food that we eat from plants and other animal sources, which take, for example, carbohydrates, which have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen atoms. We are actually producing most of the oxidative stress ourselves internally from the digestion and breakdown of our own foods.
So it's a natural process.
Natural process, because when we break down those atoms, we end up with this oxygen and hydrogen molecule, an OH, they call it the hydroxyl molecule, which if it had one more hydrogen, it would be H2O, water, extremely stable, but it's not. In this case, it actually is a negatively charged particle looking to attach itself onto something else. And these particles, these are circulating throughout our blood system, and they're just as if you had acid circulating through your veins. Oh. It's attacking the inner lining of our blood vessels and other organs that are in our bodies.
Right.
And the reason that we have plaque, or we have the body's mechanism for repairing the blood vessels, which end up causing blood vessel blockage, is because the plaque is actually the method that the body uses to repair the breakdown in the blood vessels.
Okay, so it's just actually trying to protect, but in turn it can be damaging because of the buildup and decreasing the area where blood can flow through. That's plaquing, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And you notice as we get older, men and women end up with spider veins, where you have breakdown in the structure of our veins, and then you have growths off of those. And what we're doing is we have very reduced strength in our cell walls and breakage, and our body is trying to repair itself. It's just that it's overdoing it.
Wow. Now there's another study that you brought along with you.
This one, oxygen radicals play a crucial role in brain injury. Grapeseed extract is a potent antioxidant. Treatment with grapeseed extract reduces brain injury. This is the Brain Research Bulletin 2005. Same thing, oxidative damage to the brain. Here's a good method to determine relative oxidative damage, because what's going on the outside of our body is also going on internally. If you just lay your hand out flat and pinch the back of your hand,
right,
and if that skin goes back down like a rubber band, just like a 5-year-old kid, if you pinched its skin, it would be elastic. If it goes down and forms a ridge very slowly, that skin has had oxidative damage. And your skin is also the same material that's coating the inner lining of your blood vessels. And if your skin on the outside has that sort of damage, likelihood the condition of your blood vessels is also that inelastic, very easily broken, brittle skin.
Gosh.
So, just
really watch this. Everybody at home's kind of doing this and see.
Pinching
Away. We're going to take a break, then we'll come back and continue talking with Richard about oxidative stress. Welcome back to the Health and Wellness Marketplace. I'm talking with Richard Lentz from Seagate. Now, Richard, I know that Grape Seed Extract, one of your products, has become it's a very popular product. How do you know that Grape Seed Extract specifically fights oxidative damage? I mean, you brought a lab report, didn't you?
Yeah, we were doing a test to see what length of time it would be stable, because I was afraid of encapsulating it without knowing what the shelf life was going to be. So let's see the lab report.
See.
We actually subjected it in an independent lab to hydrogen peroxide. Seagate's Grape Seed Extract product maintained complete stability to oxidative rancidity when exposed to high heat and hydrogen peroxide.
Which would typically break down many products. So this was stable in those environments.
Extremely, yeah. Hydrogen peroxide, you don't want to be taking that internally because that's an extremely oxidative compound. So we put grape seed extract under high heat conditions just to see if we can get any oxidation, and it had zero. So it was, not only did we prove that it had long shelf life stability, but it also proved that it was an antioxidant compound.
And that's pretty tough. You bombard something with a peroxide or heat, I mean, that would pretty much break down anything. So that's really very interesting. By the way, what do you attribute to why is it that yours doesn't break down, do you think?
Well, I think just naturally, grape seed extract, I'm not sure which of the different compounds is proanthocyanidins. There's a lot of compounds in grape seed extract. Which one is doing the antioxidative, is the antioxidative compound? I really can't tell.
We just know it's strong.
It's strong,
yeah. It's strong.
And not knowing that, what I'm trying to do also is not to separate out a lot of these other phytochemicals, which is done some grape seed extracts, and there's only one or two other U.S. manufacturers. There's probably 50 brands, and 45 of them are buying their powders from other sources. And these products, most of them are prepared with alcohol extracts or other solvent extracts.
Destabilizing the natural process, the natural formation of it. It goes back to what your whole company is about, whole foods. The way it was, the way it is originally, the more you maintain the original product, it seems that that's what what I keep hearing from you, Richard, it's more stable. Stable,
and also we can't really pick one or two of these phytonutrients and say that's the active ingredient and say, okay, let's separate everything else out, and then we're going to have a much more potent product. I think in the reverse, we do that, and we're going to end up with a completely ineffective product.
Destabilizes, so it's synergy that really works. You have a photograph here that we'd like to look at. Let's take a look. What in the world is that?
That is actually what we use for spray drying the grape seed extract. It's a vacuum system. Those pipes in the middle inject the liquid grape seed extract into this vacuum tank. When the liquid hits the vacuum, the liquid just kind of boils right off, and the powder forms at the bottom of the tank. It's complicated. We built this one ourselves because there is no such thing as a grape seed extract concentrator in the industry. So
you made one?
Made one, yeah.
I mean, you're known in the industry for producing and processing all of your own raw materials. How do you get your grape seed extract to maintain that really beautiful, deep purple color?
Well, the purple color, I don't know if we can get a close-up of this powder here.
Okay, right here on the desk,
is a result of using a combination of grapeseed extract and an extract out of the grape skin. The grape skin is naturally purplish color, and if you do it right and use a water-based extract rather than a chemical extract, you're going to end up with the same colors that are in the grape. If you ever open up another grapeseed extract on the market that's going to have a kind of grayish, dull look.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah, that's typical. And I'm not saying that those are bad products, but those are products that have the footprint of having a solvent separation process. And
which is a bad thing.
Bad thing because it's hard enough to get the water out of these products, but can you imagine getting a chemical out that is forming some kind of compound with a grapeseed extract? It's impossible to get it all out together. We went through this with our tomato product, where we found that there was chemical solvents in some of the other products that were out there using ethyl acetate. In this case, a lot of the grapeseed extracts are made using petrochemical compounds, and there was a lobby effort about 10 years ago in Washington where, if you notice, there's a lot of extracts on the market, And some of them are using, saying standardized, which are using chemicals of some form or another. But they don't put on there what chemical they're using because they don't have to put on there what is the solvent that was used in order to make the standardized extract. So
oh my gosh.
it's a political thing, and I think it should be listed, especially if there's a residual in the product.
Now we have another lab report here. Let's take a look.
We did this lab report because we wanted to put it up against the most prolific brand, Activin Grape Seed Extract, which is an excellent grapeseed extract. They are a supplier to probably a dozen health food companies around the country. And we did it on the basis of proanthocyanidins, which is the P part of the OPC, which was used, I don't know if you remember years ago, all the grapeseed extracts had OPC levels 95% or better.
Okay.
Well, in this case, we did an indexed value because we discovered when we tried to do this lab report to find out what was our OPC level that there is no such lab analysis for determining OPCs. Every company that put OPCs on their label could not support it with a lab analysis because it didn't exist. They were just matching that magical number on their label to be able to sit next to the other companies that said 95% or better.
Wow.
We actually had a little bit of controversy. The West Coast division of Whole Foods, this was back a while ago, these people are now gone, would not take on our grapeseed extract because we refused to put 95% OPCs on our label because I said, well, we can't. It doesn't exist. So we ended up not being in that part of the chain.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back to continue talking with Richard Lentz of Seagate.
For antifungal and antibacterial support, try Seagate olive leaf extract. For those achy joints, use Seagate shark cartilage. Grape Seed Extract, a powerful bloodstream antioxidant. Smooth skin softens and moisturizes with omega-3 fatty acids. Olive leaf nasal spray, all natural, completely safe for sinus irritations. Ask for Seagate in your local health food store or call us toll-free 1-888-505-4283.
Welcome back to the Health and Wellness Marketplace. We're discussing the benefits of grape seed extract. Now, Richard, your product combines an extract of the seeds with an extract of the skin. In most supplements, you get one or the other. Why do you combine both of these?
Well, that's normally, as you've learned, that's the way we operate. We're not going to take one part of the fruit or the plant and try to separate the other part. I had a feeling that there would be benefits to both, and there's a study that proves it.
Okay.
Grapes and grape extracts were compared for inhibition of growth of cervical cancer cells. Grape skins were a much more potent source than either grape pulp, juice, or seeds. The grape extracts caught inhibition of cancer cell growths. This is from Cancer Letters 2005. And what they're finding was when we first started making grapeseed extract in 1998, there was a University of Pittsburgh study that showed that it was really the grape skins that had the anti-cancer activity. So I thought, well, since in our plant we're already taking the seeds and the skins from the whole grapes and doing a separation, we already got it in the plant, and it made a lot of sense to let's just go ahead and do a double extract, do one of each, and then recombine it, which is what we ended up doing. So out of the 250 milligrams, and this is in an industry where most grapeseed extracts are 30 or 50 milligrams, 60% of it is from the grape seed and 40% is from the grape skin. And because you're getting 250 milligrams, one of the benefits is you only need to take one capsule per day.
So it's a heavy hitter. I love that.
Yeah.
One of the things we like to do on the Health and Wellness Marketplace is to hit the health food stores and field questions from our buyers. So we have a couple of questions for you, Richard. Are you ready to answer them?
Shoot.
Okay, here's our first question.
I've heard that red wine is good for heart disease, and I don't drink. Is there anything else that I can do?
Well, you know, red wine, popular, but if you don't drink, I mean, are we supposed to go out and start drinking red wine? The alternative would be something you've got.
Yeah, well, the reason that they say that, and I don't think it's just the red wine industry trying to get you to drink California wines, is because red wine is using fermented grape seeds and grape skin as opposed to white wine where they remove the seeds and just ferment the skin.
Okay.
So what they're getting is the benefits of the grape seeds, and it's kind of almost alcohol extraction from the grape seeds. And that leads you to you've heard of the French paradox, where they drank all sorts of red wine, smoked cigarettes, and had a very low incidence of heart disease.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure whether that's because they also happen to have a high level of use of eating fish oil from oily fish, or whether it was the high consumption of red wine. But personally, if you could get the beneficial part of the red wine without ingesting the alcohol, which you can from the grape seed extract and the grape skin extract, then I would leave the wine and take it, once a month. I'm not going to say be a total teetotaler, but on the other hand, you got to live. But I don't think
you got to live. You got to live. Got to have a little glass of wine every day if you're inclined to do so. You don't have to start drinking, but we can do this, the grape seed extract, as an alternative.
Or the way that our grandparents used to get grapes before people were modifying their grapes to produce grapes without seeds. This was bought in the supermarket, but that's the color of the grapes that we're using. But our grapes have seeds in them. And I remember as a little kid not liking to eating grapes because I was always chewing and spitting out the seeds. But if we would have gotten those old-fashioned grapes and eaten a bunch of grapes, 50 grapes with 50 grape seeds in it, you would get the same benefit of having one grape seed extract capsule. But that's also the benefit of having grape seed extract, is you just have to eat one capsule, which is the equivalent of having about 40 or 50 grapes with the seeds in it.
With the seeds, with all those crunchy things in there. Yeah. Okay, we have a question now specific to grape seed extract. Let's take a look.
What are OPCs?
Good question. OPCs, oligomeric proanthocyanidins.
No, what was that again? Say that again.
Well, just call it OPC, oligomeric proanthocyanidins. That test, the lab analysis that we did was that proanthocyanidins, because the O part of the OPCs makes that chemical that you cannot even measure by lab analysis, and that's why not only were these companies that had it on their label putting a false number because they couldn't prove it with lab analyses, but they were also getting sued by Dr. Masquelier's company that had the use patent on using the term OPCs in association with marketing or labeling any kind of grapeseed extract. So there were a number of companies that were being sued for that, and rightfully so, because they shouldn't have had it on there in the first place, not just because of the violation of intellectual property rights, but because they putting numbers on there that they couldn't prove with any kind of lab analysis.
So it was kind of this little flourish that really shouldn't be there because it wasn't specific enough. Is that correct? I'm trying to understand this. So.
Yeah, no, but that's a good example for what goes on in the health food industry. It's a Me Too thing because most of these companies don't produce it themselves. They don't produce anything other than invoices and labels. But they're on the shelf with a company next to them saying 95% OPCs. Well, we better put 95% OPCs because very likely we bought the same raw material from the same supplier. So if theirs has it, ours has it too. And you get a whole proliferation of false claims on bottles and boxes just because they're all copycatting one another. And in the end, none of them had any idea what the actual level was.
He said it, so I'm going to say it, and it works for him. So, yeah, well, it's time for another break. We'll be right back with more from Richard Lentz.
Remember when your skin had the soft texture and beautiful glow of youth? Seagate Smooth Skin is a therapeutic advance in skincare. Using all natural ingredients rich in antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids, Smooth Skin moisturizes and rejuvenates your skin, protecting it from free radical damage, which can accelerate the signs of aging. Take care of your skin with Smooth Skin. Ask for Seagate products in your local health food store or call toll-free at 1-888-505-4283.
Welcome back to the Health and Wellness Marketplace. My guest today is Richard Lentz from Seagate. Richard, other than grapeseed extract, tell me about Seagate's other organic products.
Well, grapeseed extract was our first non-fish product. We learned how to do our extract from the grape seeds and the grape skins, and then we went on and discovered, well, there's olive leaves in our territory. So we applied the same water-based extraction process to the olives, and so that was our second extract. And then a fellow came along that was into eating organic carrots and said, well, you're already in a farming community. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could grow these big, giant organic carrots? They're antifungal, they're good for you, they're great for people that are having digestive problems and that need roughage in their system. So, okay, we went ahead, bought a tractor, plowed probably about 10 acres of land.
Say, oh, what the heck, we'll buy a tractor, we'll do it, okay?
And we're making, well, growing carrots, but we're not doing such a great job of freeze drying them because we were discovering several things. Carrots, as sweet as they are, when you dry them, give off a acidic vapor. The acidic vapor was eating, you saw that picture of our plant, where our concentrator, well, we were using vacuum pumps to suck the air out of there. All this vapor that's being sucked out using it for carrots was eating into the stainless steel bearings of our vacuum pumps.
From carrots?
From carrots, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This lowly carrot that's sweeter than any other fruit or vegetable out there is destroying our vacuum pumps. And so it took us a while to learn how to do it. We had to put these these little tanks where we'd have barriers to absorb the acid before the vapors got into our pumps.
Oh my gosh, like the deadly carrot vapor.
Oh, it's horrible.
Very strange. How many products do you have now?
22 products. Some of them are, from raw materials from the fishing operation. Some are from the farming operation. And then we got involved in producing other products that were secondary products. Like making olive leaf extract was interesting in capsules, but it was even more important to make consumer usable products besides a encapsulated powder. So we made olive leaf extract nasal spray, throat spray, earache remedy. Those three are homeopathics, very safe and effective. You can use it on your kids, especially the eardrop one. We're getting a lot of feedback from others that are using it in place of using antibiotics, which are now discouraged for kids with earaches.
Because you're saying that, a child's eustachian tubes, they're smaller, is that right? It can trap bacteria. Is that why that happens more often in smaller children? And your product, actually, because it's antimicrobial, is that how it works?
It kills the bacteria
right away as you drop it in there.
Yeah, and that's why they say, kids grow out of it. It's because as their head's growing, their eustachian tubes are becoming longer and they're not as susceptible to this migration of bacteria from their mouth into their inner ear. Then we got involved in making topical products. We first made a smooth skin from the olive oil. First, we were producing olive oil just for topical, because we were just producing a low level of that stuff. And we were making topical smooth skin for fine wrinkles, and we found, lo and behold, the women that were using it were also putting it on rashes, because, you put that on anything that was bothering you. And it was working on fungal rashes, on athlete's foot rashes, and also was working on burns and diaper rashes. But we couldn't make that claim, so we made specific products out of very similar formulation. A burn remedy, a diaper rash remedy, and Alleviate, which is an antifungal remedy for athlete's foot.
I was just going to ask you that question. Alleviate is antifungal for feet. Being an innovator, as you are, what new products are on the horizon for Seagate?
Well, we've gone ahead and we're processing now the last part of this, the raw materials that we want to put into a Seagate meal packet. We're producing the marine protein concentrate, 4 different forms of concentrated vegetables, olive oil, fish oil, and what we're doing now is, now that we have all the different products encapsulated, we're experimenting with what mix of these would actually take away your your hunger drive. We're just the 2 or 3 hours that, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you forgot to eat lunch, you didn't bring...
So it's a snack, like a snack product.
Snack, but it's actually good for you, but because it's in such a concentrated amount, it doesn't give you that feeling of fullness. But what I'm trying to do is substitute some of the oil for the feeling of fullness, because if you coat your stomach with oil, it will give you somewhat feeling of fullness. So that's where we're at with that new product.
Satiates you. Are your products safe for children, especially grape seed extract that we were discussing?
Yeah, those are safe. The only product that I wouldn't use on children is the shark cartilage, because the kids don't have arthritis, and there's really no need to be feeding a kid shark cartilage. But everything else, especially the homeopathics, are safe, and some of them are extremely important for children, like shark liver oil.
Okay, well, I love it when you're here, Richard. Will you come back again to share more of your great supplement options from Seagate?
Thank you.
Okay,
Sure.
Thank you so very much. That's all the time we have today on the show. If you'd like to learn more about Seagate and all of their amazing products, You can give them a call at 888-505-GATE or 4283 or visit their website at seagateproducts.com. Richard, thank you for stopping by the Health and Wellness Marketplace. And to all of you at home, thank you for visiting the market as well. We're open again tomorrow at the same time, same place, so be sure to tune in and don't forget to tell your friends about us. I'm Laura Lewis. See you next time on the Health and Wellness Marketplace. Have a super day.